Some things are impossible to know, but it is impossible to know these things.
Hello, good day, and welcome to
Paul Schindler, podcast on things is here for you.
Not surprisingly, I'm your host, Paul Schindler. Thank you for listening. Social Security will be broken before it goes broke. Be afraid. Be very afraid. When Musk called Social Security a Ponzi scheme, he was only saying out loud what most congressional Republicans quietly whisper in the ears of their billionaire tech bros, contributors, and bribers. Someone whispered it in Elon Musk's ear. He's so politically ignorant, he said it out loud in front of a live microphone. House Speaker Mike Johnson, for example, won't say it out loud until the job has been done. Who doesn't know about the decades-long publicly announced Republican plan to gut Social Security? Musk was simply carrying out his co-president's wishes, destroying Social Security by firing staff and closing offices, and then coming up with a plan to break the computers that issue the checks. Efficiency my ass, it's destruction by another name. I got started on this because financial advisor Mary Beth Franklin said people who are claiming Social Security early out of fear are acting like those who sell stocks in a down market. So says a woman who will never be living in a cardboard box eating cat food. She says she thinks people are afraid of Social Security going broke. She's wrong. They're afraid of it going away. Admittedly, she made these comments last year. How on earth could she know? Well, by reading the papers just like the people grabbing their Social Security before it's gone. I wonder what the weather is like in the universe that Miss Franklin lives in. Are you tired of Khalil Gibran? Here are a couple of good wedding vow quotes if you get to write your own vows. In a 1934 speech, Louis Ansbacher said, "Marriage is that relation between man and woman in which the independence is equal, the dependence mutual, and the obligation reciprocal." Alan Watts, an interpreter of Eastern religious wisdom, wrote, "The male individual must not neglect his female component, nor the female her male. Knowing the male but keeping the female, one becomes a universal stream." You can guess which quote was mine and which was my wife's. I taught middle school social studies, that is, U.S. history, for a decade. Now, I only taught half-time, so I only had 90 new names to memorize each year. On the other hand, there are 30 pairs of eyes each period, trained on you at all times expectantly. You needed to pay close attention. As a person who's been a public speaker my whole life, it surprised me how difficult that was. Few white-collar jobs require that much complete situational awareness. By the way, teaching is often hereditary. My mom taught what was then called dummy English. She loved it because a decade earlier, that was her. She said it helped to have empathy. Well, here's her advice about teaching. Don't teach English, too many papers to grade. Take one day off each weekend. The principle makes the weather. Never stay with a bad principal. I knew mine was good when he said to me on my first day that I was teaching in educational Disneyland in a suburban district where the median home price was $170,000. Whatever you do, on the first day, do not listen to the warnings issued in the faculty lounge about troublesome students. Not kids. Kids are goats. Once or twice in a decade of teaching, I dropped by that desk and heard almost all the troublemakers were boys, and that almost none of them made trouble for me. Was it because I was one of the 10% of the faculty that was male? Who knows? Thank you, Nikki Me, via LinkedIn. Here are some words of wisdom, or wow. If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried. Clean desk is a sign of a cluttered desk drawer. Everyone has a photographic memory. Some don't have film. There's no future in time travel. Boycott shampoo. Demand real poo. If you can't convince them, confuse them. I used to have an open mind, but my brains kept falling out. Multitasking is screwing up several things at once. The shin is a device for finding furniture in the dark. Artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. The opposite of misogyny is phylogeny, love of women. I'm a proud phylogynist and a sapiosexual too. That's why I'm so angry about the bum deal women get from history. Everyone knows about Karl Marx, the father of Marxism. No one knows about his sister Anya, the inventor of the starter pistol. That's my opinion. I'm Paul Schindler. In the music biz, when someone else sings one of your songs, it's called a cover. An anonymous folk singer has decided to cover You're the Only Woman Man Enough to Bask in My Love, our walk-off music this week. It's worth mentioning that I came up with the title first, and a number of my friends said, "Why write the song? The title is so good." Well, I wrote the song, and here it is.
I had so much true love to give. I think it was for that I lived. I had best just let it all flow. But it seems it scared some when it showed. Now you're the only woman man enough to bask in my love. It's true I was just born that way. Love flows from me each night and day. I thought girls would be so impressed, and yet some felt me just too obsessed. Now when I was young and sentimental, love for me was just instrumental. My love for all was reflected, and that's what I then expected. Now you're the only woman man enough to bask in my love. When I grew up to have lovers, that's when I found out that some others, some girls, they cannot fake it. When love flows, they cannot take it. But I found one girl, push comes to shove, who did not run when shown my love. It turns out that was easy to do. 'Cause guess what, girl? That girl was you. Now you're the only woman man enough to bask in my. You're the only woman man enough to bask in my. You're the only woman man enough to bask in my, bask in my, bask in my love.